let's bring in the Fairfax Global Markets CEO, Paul Dietrich. And I want to pick up with you, Paul, good to see you, about one of the last things that Adam touched on, and it was the comments from Orrin Hatch. And Hatch is essentially questioning if we are in an economic position to fight China, to do this, to start this battle with China. Do you think we are?
I agree with him in the it is a fact that China has more to lose in a trade war with us than we do with them. Mm-hmm. And so it's really, really important that we get this right. For so long, free traders and globalists like myself who really believe in free trade, we've negotiated for decades, and then after we do the negotiations, we've ignored unfair trade practices, we've ignored when people cheat, and we now have to go back and say enough is enough. We're losing too many jobs, and those people who were the victims of our trade policies, they voted in the last election,
right?
And they let us know what's going on.
We have to undertake these tariffs in such a way, Paul, where we also protect consumers. Look, we love our cheap goods. We really do, that are made in China, that come from China. We have to do this in a way where we can protect American workers and jobs, but also keep costs down for consumers.
Well, I think that will happen. I do not believe that there's going to be a trade war. I think the Chinese will do a tit for tat, but it'll be completely symbolic. And the reason, I mean, you look at today, they're talking about putting in trade tariffs on agricultural products. But you look at the agricultural companies, and they're not down today. They're just flat. Now, they were down a little bit yesterday. And so that's, that's an element of that we have to. And
obviously hitting the Farm Belt is hitting the Trump base.
It is.
That's almost a slap in the face to the president.
It is. But again, nobody really believes that the Chinese are going to do anything more than symbolic because it's going to drive up prices of food there. Yeah. It's going to drive up inflation. They can't get the food any cheaper anywhere else. And so that's a problem.
Yeah. So will the prices go for the Chinese consumer, too? But, I got to ask you, do we trust China? Because they have this Made in China 2025 plan. And it's essentially where they control 10 major industries, and tech is one of them. And with that control, they give low interest rates and federal subsidies. They prop up these industries at the same time, making it nearly impossible for any foreign company to compete. How do you change that?
You use the rules and the tools that we legally have. I mean, last week or the week before when we did the 25% tariffs on steel, that was a joke.
In effect tomorrow.
It was probably illegal. We used a never-before provision of national security, and we would have been sued in the World Trade Organization, and we would have had to defend how Canada is a national security threat to the United States. Everybody was laughing at that. But what the president is doing today, using the 301 section of the Trade Act, is he is actually using a legal tool that we have to rebalance, and it's proportional, it's fair, and what we're saying is that as soon as you change your unfair trade practices of stealing our intellectual property, having forced technology changes, at that moment we'll take these tariffs off. And China cannot defend these things. I mean, no other country in the world does what China does. This is so patently unfair that they've got to stop. And I think they're going to. I think they're saying, God, I don't know how we've been able to get away with this for so long, and no U.S. president has actually come after us on it. And I think they'll negotiate and get rid of this.
And who blinks first is the question. And the president was very clear earlier when he said, look, I like President Xi. We need China's help, especially as we deal with North Korea. So you got to do this very carefully, these negotiations.
The Chinese know they're cheating. They just know they're cheating. Everybody knows they're cheating. They can't defend a trade war on really just outrageously illegal, immoral practices. And so I actually think that the markets are going to go back up again once they realize that anything that China does in retaliation will be symbolic and will not be. But this is an important thing if President Trump is going to get reelected with that base, he's got to be seen to be stopping unfair trade policies. And this is the way to do it, not the way he was doing it last week.
Gotcha. Well, Paul, thank you very much. The Dow was down 500 points at the low, and the tariffs are not the only news affecting the market action.